Hi everyone, my name's Paul. I'm the Resources Manager here at TeachStarter. It's my job to look after the library of teaching resources that you can find here at TeachStarter, and just to make sure you get what you need when you need it. Today, I'm going to be taking you for a bit of a tour of our TeachStarter website. So whether you're a brand new member looking to find out a little bit more about how the website works, or if you're an existing member who just like to find out a little bit more, welcome, and hopefully you get something out of this today. Before I begin, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we meet today, and I'd like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. As I said, I'm going to take you for a bit of a tour around the website. And my learning intention today, for me, not so much for you, is to show you how you can save hours of time every week by using the TeachStarter website. You can judge my success by the following criteria. You should be able to, at the end of this, know a little bit more about the different resource types that are available to you to use on the TeachStarter site. You will be able to make the most out of the digital education tools that we have to offer as well, and have some idea of where to find them and how to use them. And hopefully you come away with a whole heap of useful tips and ideas that you can use in your classroom as soon as you finish watching this webinar. So with that, let's get into it. So welcome to the TeachStarter website. And what I always like to say when you're navigating our website is think of T for TeachStarter. T's go across the top and down the middle. And that's kind of how our website has been arranged for your ease of use. So what I'm going to start off today by doing is going across the top. So let's have a look. Across the top, underneath our address bar there, we've got this bar running across the top of the page. Now I should point out, I'm showing you everything that you would see if you were a paid plus member on our paid plus subscription. So these are all the features that come when you have the full subscription. So across the top, no matter what subscription you're on, you'll always see this little green T. You can see it at the top left-hand corner. You can maybe even see it on my shirt here today. That's our TeachStarter logo, the sprout. And if you click on that every single time, that'll always just take you back to the home page that we're looking at right here. Going across the page from left to right, next part we have is our search bar. So if there's something in particular that you'd like to look for, you can just type that into the search bar here. Now you see when I click on it, straight away it gives you some suggestions. So see some of the recent searches that have been made on this account and some of the trending resources that are coming through. So you're quite welcome just to click on those straight away and have a look. But if there's something in particular that you're looking for, maybe you want to find out a little bit about fractions, you can type that into the search bar. Now you see when I do that, a couple of things happen. The recent searches stay at the top, which is handy, but you start to see some of these suggestions. So by me typing in fractions, I've got an option here to go to the fractions decimal percentages page of the website, which lists all the resources related to that particular area of maths. You can also see we have a suggestion for fraction operations, or even maybe place value. Underneath it here, we've got some suggested other resources. So for example, some blogs that popped up and a particular teaching resource there as well. Now you can click on one of those and go directly to them, whichever you prefer, or you can just press enter on your keyboard, which I'm going to do, and it'll just give you the whole wide range of fractions resources available here at our website. So when you do land on a search result page like this, you can see again we've got some quick links across the top here that might help you skip straight towards something related to mathematics. But we've also got these filters underneath the search bar as well. So if I so desire, I can filter towards a particular learning area. So I've got three options here that have resources related to fractions. Maths is probably the obvious one, so I can filter that if I wish. I might be looking for a particular year level or a couple. So I can just check the box of whichever year levels I'm looking for in particular. I might be looking for a particular resource type. Maybe I'm looking for a worksheet, so I can filter for that. I might be looking for a game, a fun way to engage the kids and teach them about fractions at the same time. So I can tick on games as well and just see those. I've got more filters as well. So there might be a type of resource, so a teaching resource, some lesson plans related to fractions, a resource pack. In fact, we've got 10 there, as you can see beside it, blogs, unit plans, and so it goes. We've got some premium resources there. If there were free resources available, that would show up as well. And we've even got some file formats. You might want an editable resource. So a Microsoft Word resource file format, for example. So you can filter for those as well. That's good to see there as well. If we go across the top, you can see we can sort the pages as well as search results. So we can sort by relevance, we can sort by recent, so most recently created, or we can sort by popularity, so the little flame, what's hot right now, and go from there. So that's the search bar and the search results, and a little bit how to navigate the way through those. I'm going to click on the home button again, take me back to the home page, and I'll just keep going across. So we've looked at the home page button, we've looked at the search bar. Let's take a look at the next one. This is the home feed, the little house. If I click on that, it takes you to our home feed. I'll explain this in a little bit more detail shortly, but just know this is where you're going to see what's new and what's been coming up on the TeachStarter website. As you get more used to the TeachStarter website and you're engaging with it more, particularly for looking for what new resources are out there, the home feed's probably going to be where you spend most of your time. But right now, I'm going to go back to the home page. So again, I click the sprout and back we go. Beside the home feed icon, we have this little resources tab, and with a drop-down menu, I'm going to click on that. And these are our resource types. So we have teaching resources. That's basically most of the things that you would find on the site. So all of our worksheets, templates, games, PowerPoints, things like that will be housed in that teaching resources section. Widgets. We have a great bunch of interactive tools that you can use for your classroom. I am going to click on that one because we're quite proud of that one. And so here we have these widgets. These are the digital tools that you can use in your classroom for teaching or for rotational activities. And you can see we've got quite a few there. So if I just scroll down, there's lots there that you can look at. We've got some generators that create worksheets for you, saving you lots of time. We've got some interactive games or interactive activities such as the dice roller and our Mab Lab and our Money Lab. And we've even got some fun things like a student avatar creator, a toggle game, and a free widget there for our visual writing prompts. So there's our widgets. I'll let you go and have a bit of play with those yourself and see which one's your favorite. Going back onto that resources drop-down menu, we've got our teaching resource collections. So this is where we've grouped some of our teaching resources together into themes or particular topics or even maybe a learning strategy. And if I click on that one just quickly, you can see there a list of our collections. So there might be something there in particular that grabs your fancy. So let's say, for example, if we were looking at All About Me as we go back to school, we click on that. And what you can see here are all the resources that are designed to help students tell a little bit more about themselves, particularly at the start of a school year, or maybe when you get a new student joining your class. And there's a whole range of activities there for you to go through and have a little look at. So that's our resource collections. Going back to our resources drop-down menu, we also have a studio function. If I click on that one, these are the resources that are customizable. So you can see what's popping up is our studio wizard. And you can actually create your own resources using the templates that are customizable and ready for you to go. So if you click on a new one here, you can search by our templates here if there's one in particular that you like. We've got a range of layouts here as well. So here they are. We've got some name tags, tray labels. I won't read through them all. You can see them there. But basically, these are some things that you can use and then publish and post in your class as you see fit. You can add things like class lists to them, for example. So very handy for your tray labels. Put in your class list and generate a tray label for each child in your class. So that's a studio, worth a look. I'll just close out of that one. And here you can see a bit more of the dashboard, how it comes up once I've chosen my layouts and resource types there as well. You can change the fonts and you can see there's a whole range of Australian state fonts there waiting for you to use. You can also choose the size, the color of the text, and you've got all these options down the side here as well. I could probably spend a whole webinar showing you how to use this and get the most out of it, but it's really quite good to go in there and have a bit of a play for yourself and see what you can find. Worth a look. I'll just press the back button there to take us back to where we are there. And I'll go back to our resources drop-down menu. So that was Studio. Units and lesson plans. I'll click on that one. So we have a range of units and lesson plans, full units that you can use for your teaching cycle. And again, you can filter these according to learning area, resource type, or more filters there as well. Got quite a range there for you to look through and find out. So full teaching units with the resources included. Very handy. And again, a great time saver. Going through to the next part, our curriculums. You can actually browse by a curriculum code or a particular learning area if you like. I'll let you do that one on your own. Pretty straightforward. And we also have some things called teaching resource packs. I'll click on that one. This is where we've got a curated selection of resources for a particular topic or a particular learning area or a particular strategy like we were talking about before. But you can basically just click it once and you download everything in one hit. So for example, what's always very popular at this time of year is our classroom theme packs to help decorate your room. So if I click on the sloths one of my favorites, what happens is you can actually just click on the download button, which I won't do just yet. But if we scroll down, you can see everything that's included in this resource pack. So display banners, grouping posters, teacher diaries, punctuation sets, borders, all those sorts of things. So if you scroll back up, if you click download, what you're going to get is a zip file with all of those resources featured in just one click of a button. So as it loads up, big one, this one, lots of good stuff. You open up into your downloads folder and then you'll see all the files that are PDFs are in this one folder here, and there they are. So there's our decorations, our alphabet and number lines, our desk plate I should say, diary covers. We go up, we have a PowerPoint template in there as well, and we have some editable Word docs as well that you can personalize for your class. Very handy, one click of a button. Highly recommend it, big time saver. And that's everything that's in the resources drop-down menu. So I'm just going to click the sprout again, just to go back to the home page. And I'll move across again, still going across the top of the T here, and we're looking at the learning areas. So if you like, you can search by the particular subject, and there they all listed there. Just note we've split history and geography apart, just to make it a little bit easier to find. And obviously all the other learning areas there ready for you to find and explore at your leisure. You might want to choose to search or jump straight to a particular year level. So here they all are here for you, or you can just see all year levels at the bottom. Topics, click on the drop down menu there. These are topics that are frequently searched. That might be a quick reference for you to jump straight to something that you're looking for there. So we have a list of trending topics, very easy. So things that are around at the moment. So as you can see, I'm looking during the back to school period here for Australia. And you can see we've got first week of school activities, very popular at the moment. Obviously, you can see some other things coming through there. So people looking at First Nations Australia as well, remote learning for those of us who are still having to do that. So these are all here. These are the topics that are trending, and our site updates those pretty frequently. So looking again, this is another one. Like we said at the start of the year, a lot of people are looking at decorating their rooms. So here's the label, signs and decorations. That's very popular. So there's some things that you can jump to straight there. Again, some file formats, class management, teacher organisation, so getting ready for your planning, maybe even your report card writing later on in the year, and also some of the resource types that are popular at the moment as well. You'll find them all under the topics heading at the top there. And then across to our content drop-down menu. This is the content where we've got those inspirational ideas for your teaching. So our blogs are there for everyone to watch and everyone to look at, and they're free. We have a podcast. So I like what it says here, where aspiration meets inspiration. So a lot of great topics there, lots of different podcasts, just about things that are going on in the world of education, and generally some inspiring ideas for you to incorporate into your classroom teaching. And we have webinars like this one. So if you're really enjoying this one and you want to see what other webinars we have, click on that and there'll be a whole list of pre-recorded webinars that you can have a look at your leisure as well. And the last part as we go across the top, just click over here to clear that off, is just that little icon there. As you can see, it doesn't really look like me. This is just our simulated plus plan page so that we can see it all nice and clearly. But in here is where you would click on that, and that's where your personal profile things are set. So you can change your password through there, you can sign in and sign out, all those sort of administration things that you need for you operating your T-Starter account. Okay, so that's the home page, but that's just the T that goes across. Now, like I said, you can also go down the middle. I always like to say that when using the website, it's a bit like a hunter-gatherer sort of situation. If you're hunting and you're looking for something in particular, you're probably going to go across the top there. You're going to work your way across that top banner because these are the quick links where you can jump straight in and get what you're looking for. If you've got a bit more time and you're looking for a bit more of a gather, you're looking for a little bit more of inspiration or just to have a bit of a trawl, this is when you're going to start scrolling downwards. So on our main page here, looking at the first part banner here, Obviously, you can click this link here and that will take you to our teaching resources and you can just have a bit of an explore of what's available right now. Scrolling down, you can see our trending categories. This is updated frequently, so you can see the things that people are looking at right now, and this might be, again, another little quick link for you to jump in if you're having a bit of a trawl as well. So you can see, again, some of the most popular trending categories that are on the site right now. Scrolling down a little further, and you have that option to browse more categories other than just the ones that are here at the top. There's our little inspirational quote there for you. Take a lesson prep from Tortoise to the Hare with Teach Starter, saving you time, remember. But this is the section I wanted to show you, the popular right now. If you scroll down here, you'll start to see the resources that are trending, that are being downloaded by the members more frequently. So as you can see here, there's a real back to school flavor at the moment. But if I scroll down, you can see the resources that members are interacting with and engaging with at this particular point in time. And if something jumps out at you, it's easy enough just to click on the thumbnail. So let's say you wanted to interview a classmate as part of your getting to know you routine for the back to school. Click on that one. And there it is. So there's the actual resource. Now I'm going to look at the resource page a little bit more in more detail later. So I'll skip that for now, but there it is. You can go straight to the link. I'll just back up to where we were. Now, what you might want to do, you might not need to look at it. You might want to go, yep, I can see what that is. I want it straight away. You can see there's a little download button here. You can just click that button, instantly downloads it. Don't even have to look at it. Another thing that you can do is actually put it into your folder. So I'll show you those folders in just a moment, but if you've got a folder set up, you can click on that and assign it to a folder so you can save it for later. Scrolling down a little bit further, we've got some of our blogs that are popular at the moment. So again, we're talking about a bit about back to school, but also Winter Olympics coming up as well. So these are, again, the trending blogs, the trending inspirational writings that we've got for you that you might want to check out just to get some ideas for the classroom as well. And then scrolling down the bottom is just our more information section of the website. So here you can find out a little bit more about us, a little bit more plans and pricing if you're a free member, what curriculums that we write for, other countries where we are present and working there as well. Ways to connect, so contacting us if you want to get in touch with our help desk, a general contact us as well, or suggesting a resource, more about that later, or just want to sign up for our weekly newsletter or follow us on the various social media there. Also, down the bottom here, you can set your location, just to be more specific. So I'm in Australia, but what I can also do is set other countries if I was working somewhere else, and pretty easy to do that one there as well. Okay, so that's the home page that I've just been showing you, and the home page can always be accessed by pressing the little Teach Starter sprout. What I'm going to show you now is the home feed, and as I was saying before, the home feed is probably where you'll spend most of your time as you become more accustomed and are using the Teach Starter website more often. So I'm going to click on the home link feed, which is the little house, or the home link, that's the one, and here we are. Now, works much the same way as the home page. The Teach Starter T, going across the top and down the middle. Across the top, exactly what I just showed you on the home page, exactly the same. So the drop-down menus will reveal the same options, so that just remains there on the site for those quick references whenever you need them. But what I'm going to do now is just show you how we go down the page, and there's three essentially columns for us to look at here on the home feed. So let's start at the far left. At the far left, we have your account details. So there's me, just Jon Snow today. Guess what TV show and books I'm into. But then we also shows what plan I'm on. So as I said, I'm showing you the Teach Plus view here today. And obviously if I click on that, as you can see, the pop-up says I can view, but also change my plan if I wish to. Moving down, this is what we like to sort of call a little bit about your personal hub. So downloads, any resources that you've downloaded, they will be in this little section here. Now I haven't downloaded any resources at the moment on this account, but if you had, it would store them there. It's actually a quick, handy way of just showing, you know, if you search something, you downloaded it, and you left it for a couple of days, go, oh, I downloaded that. Where's my downloads folder? You can actually just do it straight from the site, from the home feed there on your downloads, and you'll see all the resources that you've downloaded recently. And I'll break them down for you and show them day by day, date by date. Very handy. Bookmarks. So what you're able to do is show you can bookmark resources. So if I just click back on the home feed link here to get back to the resources, you'll see if I click on this resource here, I have an option here to bookmark it. So if I click on that, it saves it to my account and says it's been added to my bookmarks. So I just might want to hang on to that one. Similar to the download function, just one where I've shown my intent. I've done it deliberately. I want to bookmark that resource and come back to it later. So we'll go back over any of my bookmarks. There it is. It's there waiting for me. And now you can see there's another one I bookmarked there. It told me on December 21. So again, date by date, which is handy. And you can break it down that way as well to get to the resources that you are looking for. I'll just click on the home feed again so we get back to that view. And there it is. History. This is another good one. So it just sort of shows what I've been doing. So here it is. You can see all the resources I've been viewing as I've been showing you here today, and some other ones that I've been looking at in the past, some blogs and things like that. So as again, you can see that what I've been clicking on today. There they all are. And then other ones from the week. There'll be a lot more there. And so it goes. So there's all your history of things that you've been looking at. So again, it's just a quick reference. If there was something you're looking at and you're going, yep, I know I was looking at that, I want to check it out again, then yep, you can just click on your history and there it is. Pretty handy. Studio files. So if you have been making, I was showing you Studio before, if you have been making some Studio files, when you save them, they'll be saved to here. So here's a couple of little ones that I've just been playing around with before, and a couple of ones I'm making, so I haven't titled them yet, but they'll all be saved there. So if you've got any studio files that you've been working on and you click on the save button when you've created them, this is where you'll find them in your little hub there under studio files. Next one, word lists. So in Studio, you can actually create and add your own custom word list. So when you make your own word list, so here I've got one for my exercise generator. I must have been feeling inspired at one point in time. I've got my little list of exercises there that I'm going to probably maybe put into maybe the random generator and then choose my exercise. And the random generator is one of our widgets. I've got some drama vocabulary, for example, so I might want to add that to a word wall. And the prize wheel, which I might want to put on our spinner widget. And there it is. Oh, prize, extra recess. That sounds good. Can we do that as teachers? Oh my gosh, don't know. But there we are. So any word list that you create, custom word lists that you'd like to add to Studio files that will accept those word lists, they're all saved there for you as well. Very handy. All right, back to the home feed. I was talking before about folders. So as I was saying up here on an actual resource, I can click on this and add it to a folder straight away. So let's see if I do that. Here's my folders that I've created. So I might want to add that to my first week of school folder. And it's thinking, and it's been done for me. So now, if I go and have a look at my folders, whoops, I can actually see all my folders list there and how many resources I've got saved in each. And if I go back to my first week of school folder and click on that, there's a resource I just put in the folder. So even though I haven't downloaded or anything like that, I can actually just put it straight in the folder and come back to it later. So very good if you're going through and just having a quick trawl and just putting some things, looking for ideas. Folders are very useful. And like you see, I've got my back to school assessment there as well, ready to go. If I don't want that anymore, I'm finished with it, I can just press the delete button. It checks if I want to get rid of it. Yep, I'm okay with that. And that'll fix it up and take it away from me there as well. Cool. Back to the home feed. So that's pretty much us. We've taken ourselves down the side there. And we can see all the parts on the left-hand side there. Let's go down the middle. The middle is basically our feed of new and updated resources that are ready to go and ready for you to use. So it's kind of like, works like a social media feed. You can just scroll down and you can just see, in order of recency, the resources that are hitting the site. And it's a good way just to keep up to date of what's new on the website. And as you can see here, very much a back to school feel, Australia Day feel, as they're at that time of year. And as you can see, it's an infinite scroll. So it just keeps going and going and going. And if you so desire, if you're really in the mood for just a good gathering session or looking for a bit of inspiration, you've got the time, this can be a really cool thing just to sort of see some of the new resources. And we like to put our resources in the feed that have been revived or updated significantly. So even if you're an existing member, you might say, oh, I've seen that one before. It's been revived and it's there for you to use again. Great. So we could scroll that all day, quite literally. So I'll just bring it right back up to the top. And then we'll go across and look at the right-hand side. And this is where you can see some quick links to some of the things that we were seeing up here in the top banner bar, but also just quick, easy links on the side here. So the more popular ones. So widgets there, as I was showing you before, units and lesson plans, like I was showing you before, Studio. But one we haven't looked at is the suggest a resource. So I'm going to click on that one. So our suggest a resource is a bit like a suggestions box. We'd like to hear from you about the ideas that you have for resources or new resources that we could create for you. And as you can see, it works like a Google form. So you can just tell us what the resource type is that you're after. So first of all, if it's just something to use in the classroom, could be a resource. You can also tell us about a blog, something that we can write about to give you a bit more information about. Always open to those suggestions as well. Scrolling down, we've got the subject area that might relate to. And as you can see, I'm not filling in the fields, and it's giving me a little bit of a warning. So just so you know that we do want everything to be filled out so we can get the most information to give you what it is that you're after when you need it. The year level of the grade or the stage of learning, whichever applies to the particular curriculum or syllabus that you're working with. A suggested name for the resource. Bit of a description, like tell us what it is, what would it do. Your email, which will be obviously logged in there as well. So that's actually it's preloaded, and yours should be too. But you can always add another one if you prefer. And then your location, just so we know where to put it on which location, because sometimes we get requests or suggestions from US members. So we want to make sure we get that to the US members, and same for the UK members, and of course the Australian members as well. And there's our guidelines. Always good to check those as well before you make your suggestion, and you simply submit it. And then what happens, they come through to us and we keep a bit of a list. And yeah, hopefully we can make that resource for you or something similar, or at least point you into the direction of some of the existing resources that we have while we're working on it. So just something to keep in mind there, the suggest a resource page. Okay, and that basically covers all the parts that you'll find on the home feed there. So again, like I said, goes across the top of the banner, the quick links, same as the home page. If you ever want to get back to the home page, remember, just click on the Teach Starter sprout, that'll take you back there. On the home feed, down the left-hand side, basically your hub, your account details, your history and recent bookmarks and word lists and downloads there, and also your folders if you've created folders. Pretty cool. So it's all there for quick, easy reference. The feed in the middle, that just shows you all the new resources that are coming on the site. So it's a good way just to keep up to date with the new resources being published on the Teach Starter site. And on the right-hand side, some quick links to some pages that are the more popular ones. So widgets, unit plans, Studio, and suggest a resource. Okay, last thing on the tour is the resource pages themselves. So I'm going to go to the one that's on the top of our feed, and here it is. So I just want to give you a bit of an overview of the features of the resources page itself, because at the end of the day, this is probably why you've come to us. You've come here to get some resources to help save you time and help your kids have a bit more of an engaged time and fun time in the classroom as well. So on the resource page, just point out a couple of features here. Obviously, we've got the resource title at the top, no problem at all. And it also has a link to where we've housed that or any other relevant categorizations that we've made for this particular resource. You've got the big download button here. Now with this button here, if you click on download, straight away you'll get the default file. Some resources have more than one download available. This one does, and I can tell that because it has this little drop-down arrow beside the download button. So if I click on that, it reveals the options. And in this case, we've got a color version and a black and white version for you to choose from. If you click on the download button, which I'm going to do, you'll see you get a little pop-up down here. And in this case, the default file is the color version. That's usually going to be the case. So if you click the download button, you go, oh, I don't think I can print out the color version. We more than likely have a black and white version for you there to look at as well. So you can select that, and it's just simple as, well, I don't want the color, I'll take the black and white. So I'll click on that there, it downloads, and there it is in black and white. So that's the download button. As I was showing before, here's the bookmark button, and here's the folder button. So this is just letting me know that I have saved that to a folder already, and it's telling me that I bookmarked it. If I don't want to bookmark it anymore, I can just take that off, and there it is. It takes it away from my bookmarks back on my hub on the home feed, and also takes away the notification here as well. Sometimes you might have not looked at the resource for a while, you click back on it and go, oh, I've already bookmarked that one, fantastic. Sometimes you might realize it tells you, no, I haven't, so there it is. Just letting you know at the top. Going down underneath, beside the Teach Starter sprout, okay, you've got the file type, so this one is a PDF. You've also got how big it is. So there's 5 pages involved in this one, or included, I should say, and the recommended year levels. So in this case, years 4 to 6. Over to the side here, you've got a thumbnail, which just gives you a little bit of a preview of what it looks like. So if I click on that, it just blows it up. You can have a bit of a closer look at it. We also have the preview function. So if I click on that, it shows me a closer view in more detail than what the thumbnail does. I can scroll down, get a good look, and just basically get an idea if this resource is right for me, if it's going to work for my class. Very handy function there. So you can see it's giving us all the versions, so the color and the black and white. And there we are. We can keep going through there. That's the preview function, very handy. All right, going back over to the left-hand side of the page, we've got the resource description. So I've got a little excerpt there, just a quick summary of the resource. If you were looking in your search results for, say, something around team building games, this might pop up. What you would see is that excerpt that's in bold. That would be under the thumbnail in the search results, just to give you a bit of an overall idea of what the resource is about. And then here, the resource description, just giving it that extra detail to, again, help inform you whether this is the resource that's going to work for you. Underneath that, you've got the select download section. So not only can you select your download from the drop-down menu beside the download button, you can also do it here from the selected download section as well. We've got our authors there. We like to give credit. So Royce was our resource producer that made this particular resource and was designed by Alyssa, who did all the cool graphics and to make it really pop. Thanks, Royce and Alyssa. And just underneath that, you've got some other links that are linked to this resource. So if you're looking at this resource, potentially you might be looking for other special education needs resource. You might be looking for some icebreakers, and so it goes. So some quick links there that if you touch on any of those or click on any of those, it'll just take you straight to that particular category. Also, we've got a link to other PDFs, if that's what you're looking for, is specifically that file format. And down here, we have this section where you can engage with us about the resource. So if you have a comment about it, you can click on comments here. You can type a comment and that will pop up on the site for us to see. And we keep an eye on the comments. We check those daily and try to stay on top of it and get back to if you have any questions or particulars there. But we love hearing feedback. So if you've got some suggestions of how to make it better or want to just tell us how great it is, we're always open to hearing any and all feedback. Anything that's going to make our resources better, please let us know. Suggest a change. So similar to the suggestions that I was showing you before, you can suggest a minor change to a resource. So if you click on this suggest a change section, again, you get a little Google form, but you're just a little bit more restricted. So these are for those minor things that we can do to make it a little bit better. So maybe we can add an editable version or a black and white or a low color, for example. There might be a word or two that you would like us to change. So just maybe reword something for whatever reason it may be. Or there may be a picture that you'd like us to change. There might be, you might look to ask us for something that's a bit more specific or something less specific, whatever it may be. But there you can put in your particular suggestions and then just your email will be preloaded. Again, your country, and you click submit. And those come through to us as well. And we look at those changes and we try to make those fixes up, maybe as an additional download or sometimes change the whole resource as well. Cool. So I will just go back to our page there. Our resource page. I'll scroll back down to the menus down the bottom. The other thing that, from time to time, we have to admit sometimes we might make a little mistake. There might be just something that's not quite right with the resource. It's not working, or there might be a little typo or something like that. Please let us know. We, again, want to hear about, or we want to hear any feedback, anything that's going to make our resources better. So if you do have an error that you spot on a resource, much the similar, you click on that green button, you'll go to a Google form, and it'll just ask you to describe what the error is, and then we'll get right on it and fix it and let you know when it's been updated. And the last one, help. So if you're having some issues with the resource or the website in general, little help link there as well. And here are some things, some quick links to help with those particular questions that you might have. And there's the links also for our T-Starter help desk and also our contact us information as well. And as we scroll down past the interaction buttons, we get to some other suggested resources there. So we've got some other resources that are similar or in the same categories as the one that you're looking at. And you can see going through there, there's a few there, and you can always load more. And like on the home page, we've got our administration panel right down the bottom there. And that is about everything. So just a quick recap. We've got our home page, which you can always get to by clicking on the sprout, the little T-star sprout. Remember, we've got the banner that goes across the top, Very handy when there's something in particular that you're looking for. You can use the search bar, you can go straight to the home feed, you can get your resources there. Remember the drop down with all the types of resources we have broken into categories for you. You might want to go straight to a particular learning area. You might want to go straight to a particular year level, a particular topic, or perhaps you're looking for a bit of inspiration and you want to go to either our blog, our podcast, or one of our webinars. Don't forget on the homepage, you can scroll down as well. You find the quick links for trending topics. You can also see the popular right now, the resources that are popular right now that people are engaged with, that good chance that you might be looking for as well. You can also see the blogs that are trending right now as well. And obviously our admin panel there at the bottom. Scrolling back up. You can also go to our home feed. And again, the banner across the top with all the quick links are the same. On the home feed, down the left-hand side, you've got your hub where all your information, your interactions are stored. So your downloaded resources, your folders, those quick links to things that you've been interacting with recently. You've got the feed itself with all the new resources as they're being published, which is fantastic. And then you've got the quick links to the popular sections of our website. So widgets, unit plans, studio, and of course the suggested resource that I was just taking you through there. And I'll click one more time on the sprout to take it back to the home page. And that will do us. Thank you everyone for joining in with our webinar today. I hope you found it useful. I hope I hit my success criteria. I hope you've learned a few tips and tricks to get the most out of the TeachStarter website. And most of all, I hope we save you lots of time, hours and hours every week. If you can do that with the TeachStarter website, we've done our job. Thank you very much again for being part of our webinar. We'll see you again soon.